بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلوات والتحيات على أفضل الخلق محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. I'm not taking much time. Rashid had a flat tire. He's trying to fix it. So briefly, I want to welcome all of you for coming in tonight. I'm hoping that we have more coming in so we don't lose the valuable lecture of Sheikh Jehad. And please, Sheikh Jehad, come forward to the podium with the Salat ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام وكفى بها نعمة. الحمد لله على منة الولاية وكفى بها منة. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. وأشهد أن سيدنا وعظيمنا وحبيب قلوبنا النبي المؤيد والرسول المسدد والمصطفى الأمجد والمحمود الأحمد حبيبي إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد. صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. سفن النجاة الأعلام من ركب سفينتهم نجا ومن تخلف عنها هلك وغرق. ثم أما بعد. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allow me from the outset to say this. When I speak about a particular topic or a subject matter, this does not mean that what I'm saying is not subject to discussion or subject to having a dialogue between myself, between my humble self and the audience in regard to how you perceive what I'm saying, whether you have something against it, whether you have something to corroborate it, whether you have something to back it up, or whether you have a point of issue that you would like to take with me on that topic in order to basically both of us arrive at a positive conclusion or positive outcome. I'm not here to dictate what I believe. I am here to give a message which, in my humble opinion, I feel, according to what I have been taught, could be the right message or should be the right message, if I may say that. Today, I'm going to take a shift in what I have been speaking about in regard to gaining taqwa or gaining righteousness and God consciousness. The reason why I'm taking that, if I may use this term, detour, and speak about something else is because I've realized from the Q&A session that we've been having that there is a lot of doubt in the mind of our youth, and I'm not saying there is anything wrong in having these doubts, because only with doubts that certitude can be achieved. So if we doubt something and we try to extrapolate further information from this doubt in order to consolidate this doubt with certitude, then surely we can arrive at a very positive conclusion. So if me or anyone else has a particular doubt about something, as long as this doubt does not remain a doubt and later assumes a position of belief. For example, I doubt the existence of something. I keep doubting it until it becomes my value of belief. It becomes my belief system. Why? Because there is an absence of information to corroborate what the truth is. So I remain in a state of confusion. And that is something that is not healthy for the human being. To remain in a state of confusion is something that will create a sense of anarchy in his mind. And he will not be able to operate within a healthy paradigm. So maybe by now you figured out what I want to speak about. I want to speak about the theory of Darwinism and evolution. So you have to bear with me. Maybe you want to take notes, because what I'm going to speak about is heavy stuff. It's not going to be your average speech of every day where we have a lot of fun and we crack jokes. Maybe I will crack a couple of jokes here and there, but we're going to be very serious today in regard to the topic. Perchance or perhaps this will help you take this information with you back home, analyze it furthermore, and use some of the data and information that will be discussed tonight in order to at least put up an argument if it happens that you find yourself in a position where your faith is being questioned and compromised. Let me say from the outset that we live in a world today that has and continue to propagate the idea of evolution and Darwinism. In saying this, and you will hear this later as well, the question of Darwinism and evolution, or the idea of evolution, don't make the mistake that it started with Darwin. No. There were ancient religions that believed in something similar to the theory of Darwinism. Yani, species evolved, and from that evolvement, another species was created, or another form of life was created, and so on and so forth, and I will give a reference to that. My initial statement that I said is so evident in trying to create a so-called intellectual, scientific mindset at most academic levels to make people believe that Darwinism is real and cannot be refuted or challenged. Yani yesterday, one of the brothers who asked the question, and it was read out by our learned brother Hash Kamal Sharara, he said that an academic, a professor at college, posed the question of who believes in Darwinism, and almost every Muslim student in the theater hall said that we don't believe in the theory of evolution and Darwinism, at which the professor mocked them and made fun of them, that they are academics and studying in or at a university level, yet they do not believe in the theory of Darwinism. And that proves my point that I just said today, that there is a systematic campaign taking place in the world that we are living in since the inception of the theory of Darwin in the early 40s and 50s, in order to create two different distinct mindsets: the creational theology or ideology and the materialistic theology. So in today's world, if you look very carefully, you would find that the world is split into two separate groups. The materialistic group, which believes in the non-existence of a creator, and the other group is the one that believes in the creational theory, which means that there is a creator and we did not come from nothing, but rather God is the ultimate and most powerful being who brought this creation into place. This misconception that the theory of evolution is scientific has resulted from intense propaganda on the subject matter. Yani, for evolution to reach that level of acceptance, it was so much corroborated with campaigns and propaganda, where even scientists were hired, contrary to their own belief, to still maintain that evolution is a viable alternative to the question of the creational theory. And I will show you. Everything I'm speaking about tonight, I will give you evidence about. That people who are counted among the most ardent supporters of the evolution theory have made statements contrary to what the evolution theory says, and still maintain that there is hope for the evolution theory to prosper and prove itself one day to be a fact rather than a theory. They imply that supporting the theory of evolution means supporting science, and that rejecting it means opposing logic and the known facts. Yani basically what this professor said to our students at college, that I can't believe people studying at university and they don't believe in the theory of evolution. Meaning they want to make you a group of peripherals, someone who sits on the margin line. You don't count if you don't believe in the theory of evolution. You are a non-entity. Your academia is being questioned. Your ability to think is under the spotlight. Why? Because you don't, it is as if science and the world of science is dependent on the theory of evolution. It's like everything hinges on the theory of evolution. Either you believe in it or you're not scientific. Either you believe in it or you're not intellectual. Either you believe in it or you're not even capable of being called an academic. To that extent. And that's why we find today that academics do not even dare to speak against the theory of evolution. You know, academics at universities don't speak against it. Why? Because some of them will be threatened by losing their jobs if they speak against it. Unless they are independent thinkers. They think for themselves. They don't worry or care whether they will lose their job or they will not lose their profession. Actually, scientific facts reveal the exact opposite to this propaganda. Yani we have scientific facts that actually cripples the Darwin theory, actually puts real serious problem in the face of Darwinism. Science refutes the theory of evolution rather than confirming it. No unbiased person who supports science can also support the theory of evolution. This is big words. And what I'm saying today is something big. I'm making a very big, major statement. I'm saying no unbiased person who supports science can also support the theory of evolution. Why? The reason why evolution is maintained on the agenda is not because it's scientific. This is something that I believe no one has ever told you. Trust me on that. No one has ever come to tell you this fact. Academics or non-academics. Religious personalities or non-religious personalities. I believe humbly that this statement, you probably, today you are hearing it for the first time. What is it? That the reason why evolution is maintained on the agenda is not because it is scientific, but because it serves as a fountainhead for materialism and atheism. It is the propeller It is the propelling force to establish the identity